What's going on, guys? This is DaWoblefet, and I'm here to showcase some interesting new mechanics that we've discovered with self-hit confusion damage, and particularly in how it calculates its damage. So, for a long time, we've known that self-hit confusion damage doesn't really play the exact same way that other damage modifiers do. Like, to give an example, if you had huge power, and you hit yourself in confusion, you wouldn't deal double the damage to yourself. So we knew that. And in kind of a similar way, if you were like holding in a Violet, you wouldn't deal extra damage either. I'm just showing my Shuckle's defense and attack stat here. This will be relevant later. So Shuckle has 488 defense stat, as well as a 22 attack stat. So what we're going to be showing off here is buffing up this Shuckle's attack and lowering its defense to result in the confusion self-hit having an extremely high damage value. And we're going to explore what happens when we do that. So Shuckle here is using Power Trick. So Power Trick, what that does is, as it says on the screen, it swaps your attack and defense. So it swaps the 488 and the 22. So now, Shuckle has a very, very high attack stat and a very, very low defense stat. We also saw that Alchemy here used Decorate on my Shuckle, and also the Umbreon is using Screech on Shuckle. This is to further compound the attack and defense raises and drops. Now, Power Trick, when it actually swaps your attack and defense, it doesn't swap those stat changes. So we're working here with a 488 attack Shuckle with the additional attack modifiers on top of that 488. We're also using Guard Split here into my Chansey. We're going to be using Guard Split here 3 times, actually. I'm going to showcase here that Chansey has 4 defense. So before we saw that Shuckle had 22 attack, which got Power Trick to 22 defense, which now just got Guard Splitted with Chansey to be 22 plus 4, which is 26, divided by 2, back down to 13. So we're going to be doing this a few times with Shuckle in order to get its defense stat down even lower, even with no attack IVs and nature that lowers the attack. Nevertheless, Shuckle is still too. It still has too much attack for what we, or too much attack, which converts down back to defense for what we actually need. So, using Guard Split here into Chansey again. So that's going to be. We were at 13 before, so we're going to want to do 13 plus 4. That'll give you 17 divided by 2, which will give you 8.5. And Guard Split rounds down, so that means Shuckle now currently has 8 defense. Alchemy and Umbreon are pretty much done. They can't change Shuckle's stats anymore. But this final Guard Split will ensure that Shuckle has dropped down now to 4 plus 8, which is 12 divided by 2, which is 6. So the Shuckle currently has 6 defense. However, it's at minus 6 defense, and minus 6 defense will effectively quarter the defense stat. So you'll do 6 divided by 4 and get 1.5, which ends up rounding down to 1. So the Shuckle only has 1 defense stat right now. And the Shuckle has a lot more attack than that. It has 488 attack. It has 488 attack at plus 6 attack, so times 4, which comes out to be somewhere like, I think, 1952, something like that. So at this point, we've got all the stuff set up, and now we're just kind of waiting for Shuckle to hit itself in confusion. This is just random, so we just gotta kind of wait around for this to happen. Now, because we've increased Shuckle's attack so high and decreased its defense so low, normally this would deal insane amount of damage to Shuckle. And you can see as we go throughout this video that that's actually not going to be the case. Shuckle's actually going to be taking a lot less damage than what you would expect for having 1900 attack and having 1 defense. We're going to be doing a lot more damage than what would originally be anticipated. However, this isn't a quirk of Power Trick. It's not as if Power Trick isn't working here or something like that. At the end of this video, you'll see an example of that. But as we can see here, this Shuckle here only took 50 damage, 181 minus 131 HP. So it only took 50 damage there. Normally, if this was working, I would say the, quote, correct way, then this would have caused Shuckle to take somewhere in the range of, like, maybe even the order of, like, 65,000 something, maybe, like, 66,000 something. Actually, no, it might be higher than that now that I think about it. It'd probably be, well, I don't know. Let's see what let me see what it'd actually be. I'm just gonna calculate this on the fly. It would have been, if I happened to roll the 50, that would have been what? It would have been. This is totally unprofessional. I'm just winging this. So let's see here. That's the 16th, 15th, 14th, 13th, 12th damage roll, probably. Either the 12th or the 11th damage roll. So times. Okay, that would be like times what? 95? 96? 96 divided by 100. So it would have dealt around. No, that doesn't look right either. Let's see here. I'm having fun as I go through this. But there's nothing else in this video, by the way. It's just video footage for sake of accuracy. So let's try this again. Okay. That definitely isn't right either. Oh, that's why. Let's see here. Times. Yeah, somewhere in the range of like 62,000 or something like that. That would have been a lot of damage. Shuckle only has like 181 HP. It definitely can't take 62,000 worth of damage. But anyway, I'm going to be using Confuse Ray a few times more here. And like I say, there's really nothing more in the video. I want to give a shout out to... well, actually, there's a little bit more. At the end of this clip, so I've got about 20 minutes of footage here with this, this round of tests with Shuckle. But I also have a clip with a Kartana that has very, very high attack and low defense. Not as like super low, because Kartana has pretty high defense anyway. Which shows that if you get to really, really, really high attack and really, really low defense, it doesn't actually overflow in the application of the random damage roll. This can only overflow in the base damage step. If you're interested in more details on this, especially since I'm kind of rambling at this point, in the description below, I will have a link to a post on Smogon that will have detail much more in-depth about how confusion damage works, and what the heck I'm actually even doing in here. Hopefully I've explained myself decently enough to kind of get an idea of what's going on, but yeah, quite possibly I have not done so, because I did not script this. Anyway, I hope you have a nice rest of your day. Like I say, there's nothing else in the video unless you're interested in verifying that what I said in my post was correct. So if you're one of those people, you can do that. Otherwise, until next time, have a good one.